welcome everybody. This is the Lionsgate portal that we are in, and the energy is, I would say, quite powerful. There's a lot that is happening across the board that is really designed to open up the gateway into our inner child energies. And again, inner child being loaded with so many different connotations, so many different things that we've attached to those words. But one of the major things that we are working towards right now is safety, feeling safe in really all areas of our lives. And there's different degrees of safety, right? You know, most of us, and maybe not all, but most of us have our basic needs taken care of. We have a roof over our head, a home to live in, food, clothes. We have all the basics. But the safety we're talking about stepping into is a level of unlocking from unconscious fear that in this 3D reality seems incredibly real, because our senses, our experiences have taught us that fear is real. And there could be 1,000 things I could list that are fearful, right? But it's about moving beyond the fear and tapping into a level of safety that allows us to go beyond any kind of even unconscious experiences of, checking the back door to make sure it was locked, or the car's locked, or that, there's a lot of different layers in which our common sense tells us that we need to do X, Y, and Z to feel safe. And that is true because of the experience we've been living in, right? This reality that we have been walking through in this lifetime and multiple lifetimes, where everything has given us feedback that there is a reason to be fearful. There is a scarcity. There's safety issues. We're not safe. We're not free. We're not all of these things. And the magnitude of how convincing the outer reality has programmed us. And most of this is so unconscious, right? We're not consciously thinking of all the ways our body is responding to not feeling safe. It's just been our way of life. It's been what we have known as the norm. And all of us have that differently. It depends upon where you lived, how you grew up. Were you in an abusive, family relationship? Were you living in a war zone? There's so many variables. And yet with this gateway that we're walking through right now, as we continue to open up our bodies, yes, but in truth, our whole beingness, to step into a new level of safety that defies all the logic that our egoic mind, our current mind system, the feedback has been giving us our entire lives. And we're all at different levels of feeling safe and secure and in different areas of our lives. But we all experience some level of, whether it's conscious or unconscious, of where we still feel like we're not fully safe. It's not safe to be here in a body. There's danger lurking. And so what we're being asked to step beyond, it's a big ask from the human perspective. It defies all of our common sense and logic in a lot of ways. And yet the depth that we're being asked to step into our knowing, beyond the logic, beyond the proof that has been a feedback loop for all of us our entire lives, is what this gateway is presenting. It's opening up the opportunity to go deeper. And again, that looks different for every single one of us. But it's an opportunity to go deeper into knowing that we are safe, we are secure, and we are being supported. And the first thing that most of us feel, sense, hear, I even hear it, is that but, B-U-T, but. I've got all of these examples of why that couldn't possibly be true. We have lots of examples of why it could be as well, but that's not the way the mind works, right? It's programmed to look for the danger, to be braced for what could be coming, right? All of the unknowns, that what if, but what if. And so as we expand into this next phase of moving up in consciousness, or unlocking our consciousness, or stepping into higher frequencies, those are all saying the same thing. It is our ability to move into a whole new state of feeling safe and secure and supported, not from anything outside of ourselves, but actually going into a space of knowing, because we are creator, because we've gotten to this point in our evolution, in our journey, that we know we're creator. We've heard it enough. Yes, I create my reality. Yes, we're powerful beings, right? All of that, which is absolutely true. And we're being asked to now move into a state of that knowing as creator, that we have the capacity to actually be safe, to actually feel secure. Understanding that our thoughts, and this, we've been being taught this forever and ever and ever, but starting to really embody that there is nothing to actually be afraid of. And why is that true now? Why is that different than a year ago or 2 years ago or any other time? Because we understand magnetics. Our ability to know that we magnetize every experience in our lives. It is, there's no secret formula even. There's not even magic to that, but there is, right? But we magnetize. So if it's showing up in our experience, it's because we've magnetized it. And so the understanding that the magnetics at all levels are unlocking. The planetary magnetics, our own personal magnetics. And every time we come into a 0 point, every time we unlock a certain frequency magnetic that we are broadcasting, there's no way for that experience to, again, show up in our reality. There's no magnetic match. There's nothing for it to hold on to. There's nowhere for it to land. And so as we walk through this incredible energetic opening that is supporting, because the magnetics continue to unlock, we're being presented with the opportunity to understand that we no longer need to hold a magnetic of feeling unsafe or unsecure at any level. And with that understanding, with that information, it allows us to embody that truth and open our heart and our body magnetics, our systems, to understand that we can now, because the magnetics have shifted so profoundly, unlock that magnetic of not feeling safe, not feeling secure, not feeling like we can be here without being on high alert, consciously and even subconsciously. So this is the gift that is coming forward through this particular Lionsgate. And again, it's a level of protection in knowing that your inner child is the availability, the fierceness of that mama bear protecting the child so it can come out and go, oh, it's safe. It really is safe. There's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be fearful about. Everything's okay. My environment is supportive of me. That is the energy. And we hold both. We are the mama lion that is the protective of her cubs, and we are the cubs. We're everything. But this is what the opportunity is through this incredibly powerful, magnetic, cosmic opening. And I invite you all to go ahead and beautifully tap in to that knowing. Hi, I'm Raquel, and I am an ascension guide, helping you to awaken and remember your quantum self. I provide a holistic, multifaceted, and comprehensive approach to your awakening and ascension, bringing you to the cutting edge of consciousness while expanding your ability to live multidimensionally. You are a divine, sovereign being of light, and it's time to remember. Explore my website, RaquelSpencer.com, to learn about becoming your quantum self.